Hello, Cynthia.
Hey, welcome to the Marketing Duo podcast. This is your go to show for smart, actionable marketing strategies and mindset shifts designed to help ambitious female founders work smarter, not harder. Welcome to the Marketing Duo podcast, the podcast where marketing experts Cynthia of Digital Bloom IQ and Jen of Jen Vasquez Media come together to share their wealth of knowledge and insights on scaling your business.
Each episode, Cynthia and Jen dive into the latest marketing strategies, mindset shifts, and also growth tactics specifically designed for ambitious female founders who are tech savvy and eager to enhance their marketing game.
Whether you're looking to fine-tune your approach or discover innovative ways to accelerate your business, the Marketing Duo podcast provides actionable tips and inspiring conversations to help you reach your goals.
Tune in for a blend of practical advice and empowering discussions tailored to help you thrive in the ever-evolving digital landscape.
Let's dive in. Today, we are going to be talking about something that's near and dear to our hearts. If you are someone who, like my photography side of the business, I don't even know if it's that close to your heart, if I'm being honest. But if your clients' hearts, it is, right? If you're a service provider, I do photography. I do photography all over the world, but really my focus and my target is on the Bay Area where I live. And so I think the whole sort of thought of local SEO or local type marketing is something that we haven't really talked about. Local search, I guess it might be called.
Yes.
To be able to dive into strategies for improving local SEO and also reaching your clients in your geographic area. And I think that's kind of important. So
Totally.
Let's dive in.
Yeah. So if you're a local based business, as in you have either brick and mortar, so you're literally like in a specific area where your clients come to see you, or you're, service based business that works locally with clients. So a good example is like a therapist, for example. Maybe you've got some clients or a counselor, you've got some virtual clients all over the world, but you also have people who come to your house or your office space. So you have a huge, huge advantage. I mean, I don't know if it's an advantage, but it's something you need to take advantage of, which is the Google Business Profile, because that will allow you to help your clients find you locally, right? Because they're searching for you locally. And it's a very big difference if you are a fully online virtual business or, you sell online digital products. And so you don't really need to tell people where you are, or you're traveling a lot and you're all over the place.
Yeah, but guess what? Even if you're not a local person, you can still use Google My Business.
Totally.
And it still gives you better, I believe, it gives you better visibility than only worrying about your SEO on your website.
Totally.
I feel like Google My Business, Google is the biggest browser search engine. So we should be using all the tools that they offer, not just the analytical tools, but also this tool, which is a way of getting your information out there. So when someone searches on Google and puts in a city or a location, like I'm in San Jose, but it's considered the Bay Area. It's also considered Silicon Valley, right? Using those different terms, not just on your website, like with SEO, but also via Google My Business, then you can book clients. I just yesterday booked a volleyball a competitive volleyball league for photos for them.
Really?
And 13-year-old girls that are, because he did a search for a photographer. Now I focus primarily on branding photography.
That was kind of interesting.
But I've done sports photos for all of my kids were in sports their whole life. So I've done it for years.
Right.
And so they just want your school your little photos of your team and individual shots. And so, yeah, and they found me because of Google My Business. So,
Crazy.
and I mentioned in another one that Kaiser Permanente, the hospital, found me for headshots for their nurses. So all because of Google My Business. And if I didn't make that account, which took like, I don't know, 20 minutes to create, I would not have had that business.
Yeah, no, it's, and it doesn't take that long to just, register. Literally, it's like letting Google know the name of your business, the location. If you're service-based and you don't want people showing up at your house, you let them know, you say, I don't want my address shown. Google will ask you to verify. Sometimes it's a live video. They have gotten much more strict on that, by the way. Like we used to have with our clients that Google would mail them a letter
postcard.
with
It used
like
to
a
be a
code.
postcard.
Yeah. And
Yes.
now it's more strict. So you actually have to physically, I mean, it depends. Sometimes it's a text message, but many times it's a live video where you have to show like, hey, this is like the address and this is the street and like I'm a real person and like everything's there. And they've done that because there are just a lot of people like trying to scam and spam.
It's better for us, because all of the people who are doing nefarious things and don't really have maybe a business are trying to get on there. Exactly. So it's just a way to protect us. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's it. And then you just wait for verification. And then, you just add pictures of your work. I mean, if you're like Jen, you're service-based, I would add like maybe some images of the logo and then maybe of you and maybe even like a link of your website. Like you can put all sorts of to all your social media links in there too.
You can even put all your services in there too. Yeah. So people, when they call you, they know the pricing structure, the starting at rate. So you don't have to put exactly.
That. Yeah.
But for me, it's really good because I'm not a lower price photographer in my area, and I don't want people connecting with me if they can't afford me, because I don't want to feel bad either.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
a waste of everybody's time, right?
Putting starting rates, and just for you photographers out there, you should have starting rates also on your website. Mm-hmm. It is really important. It is the different, and also on your website, you should have somewhere on that homepage the area you serve. Even if I can photograph in New York or I can photograph in Brazil, but I have my Bay Area on my homepage because people that are looking to hire you, they want to know where you are and how much you cost usually before they reach out, because they don't want to waste your time and they don't want to waste their time.
Yeah.
So I think having your location is really important on your website if any of your business is local. Yeah. So like my whole business, I can do online with anyone in the world, but my photography piece of my business is local.
Yeah.
So even if you do stuff online, you should still have a Google My Business. I'm just saying.
It could
extra information.
It could be a hybrid sort of situation. I've had a lot of people ask me like, well, I'm fully online. Should I still do Google Business Profile and just put like all of the US or all of Canada or all of North America? I mean, you could do that. That's not bad, but I don't think it's going to really make or break your business. It's going to kind of dilute things. So it really makes more sense if, like in Jen's case, there's just some physical things that, you can do in a specific location, and you want to think about it as another kind of platform, if you will, that will attract just that audience that doesn't conflict with the other stuff, right? It's kind of like that fly trap for the local flies, but the international flies will come in other ways.
And let me tell you too, if you have all of your information like written down in a Google Doc or something like that, talk to your friends. One of your friends has high school aged kids that can just type in this information in there. So like if time is an issue for you, give a high school senior who could use money for prom or whatever to do some of this data entry and get this information into Google for you. So it's not something that you have to do also yourself.
Yeah. So if you have like an office location, like if you're a counselor, therapist, or you have, you do facials, or, you're a dentist, acupuncturist,
eyelashes, waxing.
So you want to definitely make sure you take pictures of your waiting area, of one of where you work with people. Ideally, it sounds weird, but definitely take pictures of the parking lot. People worry about this stuff. Like, I'm going to have to park
Absolutely.
there, like, as they're parking, put in the description, park, because once you like enable and verify your profile, it'll give you a million choices of like wheelchair accessible, parking, free parking, paid parking, all the
Yep.
stuff you need to make sure is clearly filled out. Like, do you take cash? Do you take check? People look at all that. Like, a lot of people look at that. They want to know what to expect, right? And it literally takes you 2 seconds to like check off a box, right? So it's not difficult. And then in the same line as your Google business profile, and this is very important, is starting to collect ratings and reviews. And this is a whole thing, right? And I get it. So
This could be a whole episode,
episode.
but we're going to give you some details.
Yeah, so let's get into it, but maybe at a high level. So if you don't have a sensitive type of service, like if you're not a therapist or a counselor, you need to be asking people just right off the bat, can you leave us a review? Putting it in your waiting room, like a QR code, download, leave a review. You can do incentives. It's kind of against Google's policy to really incentivize people. The idea is that it should be fairly organic, but you could do something like a giveaway or something like leave us a review and you get in a giveaway. Now, if you're a therapist or a counselor, again, mental health practitioner, or if you're like a plastic surgeon and your clients don't feel comfortable like kind of sharing what treatments they've gotten done, there are still ways of indirectly talking to people about it. So one way that has worked really well for our clients is after their appointment, they get an automatic email that says, "Thank you for visiting us." And you don't even need to ask, because I know that therapists and mental health practitioners and other, medical industries, it's like unethical and even legally they can't ask.
Yeah.
But if you just had the stars at the bottom of the thing, or even the Google logo,
Yep.
the Maps logo, that's great because that's automated, right? So you want to do both the verbal ask and the automated one, because the thing with the verbal one is it's kind of spontaneous and you're going to forget. Even if you train your receptionist to ask people, you're going to forget. So you want to have both automated and spontaneous opportunities. And anything you can send in an email, that's going to get sent over and over and over, and people are going to eventually, click on that. So that's...
And I will add too that the biggest barrier for people to leave a review is time.
Yeah.
So one thing that I do is I say 3 steps to doing an interview, like, how did you feel before you found me? How did you feel while working with me? And how do you feel now that you're done working with me? Whatever. And then I give 2 different types of ideas of a review.
Right.
And people will typically take that and then add something to it. And then I change those a little bit, because some people just copy and paste directly, and that's not the best. It's not always the best. So I think that I wonder if this is going to mess up my recording, because my son just tried to FaceTime me, and sometimes it takes over. You hear me though?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, providing the information for them, but if they copy and paste and put it directly in there, you'll want to change that over time, because then it's going to, people are going to be like, it's the same review. Like, that's fake, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing I will add on reviews that most people don't do, and it takes just a little bit of time, is when someone leaves a review on Google, like on your Google business profile, reply to them.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I love that you loved XYZ about this. I can't wait to see you again.
Yeah.
Like, just
it takes
make sure you reply.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah. We're going to do another one on how to reply to bad reviews, because that's a whole other conversation that I think a lot of people are like freaked out about. And I've heard people be like, well, I'm not going to do anything because I don't want to get bad reviews. It's like, no, actually, secret bad reviews are good for your
let me tell you, how a business handles a bad review and what they say actually makes me decide if I'm going to go use them. Because half the time in our business, when we mess up, how we fix it can create clients for life.
Yes, absolutely.
Being authentic and honest and owning your mistakes and offering a way to fix it is amazing. And sometimes just saying, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Even if it had nothing to do with you, just saying that makes people feel a little bit heard.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah.
Because mistakes are going to happen. I mean, we're not perfect. You know, us agencies, we make mistakes, but how we handle them and how we, I don't know, how we show the client that we are transparent and we're doing the best we can. And of course, you know, clients, in many cases,
life happens,
just things happen. But I just noted that we'll definitely do another one, how to handle negative reviews in whatever platform, in Google Business Profile or wherever.
And let's talk about using location specific keywords SEO wise. Like for me on Pinterest, when I'm creating pins, I will create, depending if it's my photography business, I'll do 3 pins with a location specific keyword, like Bay Area will be on one pin, Silicon Valley will be on another, San Jose will be on another, because they're all different keywords.
Right.
And then 2 that are more general,
right,
so that I can still get views and visibility on it. If it's for my Pinterest marketing side of the business, I will do maybe 1 that's location business specific, and then the rest are going to be just more generic on the information. What do you think or feel regarding like websites and stuff?
Yeah, so you definitely want a local SEO specific site page. So a page on your site. So again, if you're in like Albany, New York, and you do, I don't know, acupuncture, you'll just want a page that says acupuncture in Albany, New York. And then you talk about your brand and your business and what differentiates you. You could even have like an office page where it says, just has a picture of the outside of the building.
Maybe on the about page.
The about page too, but the thing with the about page, so it's a little bit different. So you could do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you could do it in the about page, but you need to be careful not to have too much information on the same page. Although Google is pretty smart. But what happens on the about page is people want to get to know you as a person or the brand as an identity. And so a lot of times on the about page, you're talking about your mission or, your story, like why you started your business or why the business exists. Like for bigger brands, obviously, sometimes it's not just one person, but they talk about more about the values and the mission and like the impact, right? Versus a local SEO page where we're specifically naming, area codes, we're putting, addresses. For some of our clients, we'll actually put directions because Google picks up on that. And that actually is something that people are looking for, right? So they can be combined, but just be careful about, you could do the about page that's more local and then do another mission page, for example, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to have a page that, like Jen said, has local SEO keywords that people are searching, like acupuncturist in Albany, New York, or acupuncture in Albany, New York. Now, I don't recommend having separate pages for everything because that's a lot of pages, but you could have different angles. Like, for example, if you did acupuncture and you specialized in pain management, you could do a page that was like alternative pain management treatments in New York. And then you could share like a few different options and you could feature your business. So there's like some sneaky ways to do it like that. But at the simplest thing is like the service or the thing you sell and the location. And then if you've got different locations, then you would do different pages for each one.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. The thing is trying to make them unique, trying to make them each one like valuable. Because if all of them are like copy and paste the same thing, Google's not really going to listen to you because it's just the same content, right?
Yeah. And we will talk more about pieces of this episode, like Google My Business or more local SEO type tips.
Yeah.
But that's all for today.
Yay.
I hope that you guys have a great week and we'll see you next week.
See you soon.